Hello, my name is Cecilia Colvin, and this is assignment 4.3 in euthanasia and assisted suicide. What arguments can be used to support law policy allowing withholding of treatment or assisted suicide? An ethical argument is that people should have the freedom of choice, including the right to control their own body and life, as long as they do not abuse any other person's rights, and that the state should not create laws that prevent people from being able to choose when and how to die. A paramic argument that euthanasia, particularly passive euthanasia, is allegedly already widespread practice, just not one that people are willing to admit to. So it is better to regulate euthanasia properly. The ethical argument states that everyone should be able to choose when and how they want to die, and then they should be able to do so with dignity. The concept of quality life is an important asset of this argument. The idea put forward as part of the religious argument against euthanasia and assisted suicide, that life is scarce and therefore always better than death, is rejected. The ethical argument suggests that life should only continue as long as a person feels their life is worth living. The paramedic argument states that many of the practices used in end of life care and any type of euthanasia is all but name. For example, there is a practice of making a do not attempt cardiopulmonary resuscitation, which is also called DNA CPR, where a person requests not to receive treatment if their heart stops beating or they stop breathing. So basically, if a person will sign a paper saying that they are to not resuscitate or do CPR on them if they are in a situation where their heart stops or they stop breathing. So that is a passive way of doing euthanasia, because in a way I'm telling you that if my heart was to stop, regardless of why it stopped, I'm telling you by signing this paper that I don't want you to try to make my heart beat again, and I don't want you to make me basically live. Basically, if my heart stops, they just wants to die. So that's the basis reason of the paper being signed. On what grounds might one object to policies allowing withholding of life sustaining interventions or assisted suicide? Because people have to be in the right mind frame in order to make a big decision like this. You cannot take this lightly. Once you have made this decision, then decide that you don't want to live anymore. There is no coming back from that. You cannot change your mind and say that you don't want to do it no more once you have signed those papers or once you have had somebody say that they will help you with the assisted suicide. Some people might be fighting depression and other mental illnesses and think they could get some assistance in that with the assisted suicide. I think some people think that maybe if I can talk somebody into helping me with dying, because I am going through maybe a illness at the time, or I am having, or maybe I got diagnosed with a illness that they're saying I'm not gonna live too much longer, or they're giving me only 6 months to live. Some people may take that into consideration when they have somebody ask them, well, this person has been diagnosed with this illness that they're not going to live for the next 6 months, and they just don't want to prolong it. So they want me to help them just die sooner and die in their own right and the way that they want to die. Describe the biblical perspective concerning the value of life. What typical euthanasia animals out of compassion? How does this differ from humans? Do extraordinary measures preserve the sanctity of human life or inflict unwanted suffering? I picked a passage from Psalms 11:4. God's property is scarce and requires respect. Profanation of the Sabbath is a sin of transgression and trespassing. And the reason that I picked that is because I still feel like even though a doctor may come in and say that you have cancer and there's nothing we can do about it and you only have 6 months to live, in the end, it's still God's decision on whether you're going to die or not. And I feel like that even when somebody is suffering, I feel like that, you know what I'm saying, nobody should play God and nobody should say whether this person should live or die. Now, I understand when somebody loses oxygen and they become brain dead. Now, that is something that I feel like that's not technically playing God. I feel like that when somebody's brain dead and they have no functions of the body, so the brain is dead and it can't tell the body to move, so therefore the body can't move, so therefore you're just laying there. I feel like then, yeah, and me as being the wife or somebody being the husband or the family member saying, okay, well, we don't want this person just to lay here when their brain is not there. So basically there, you know what I'm saying, there's no life there. So I understand that. But if somebody is, you know, depressed or just not wanting to live anymore, I don't think it's fair for anybody to say, I'm going to help you kill yourself, or, you know, you suffering from cancer, I'm going to put you out. I'm going to go ahead and help you die, because you may be suffering from cancer right now. And then God is like, I'm not ready for you yet. I still have something else for you to do, or I'm not ready for you to leave yet. And then he may take the cancer away. You just never know. And I think that plays a part in having faith and being, and believing in God and what he says in his word. All right. That is it. Thank you. Bye.